He pretended to be poor until love nearly cost him everything. A long, emotional love story with tragedy and a hard-earned, happy ending. Chapter 1. A life measured in success. Daniel Reed's life looked perfect on paper. He had built a business empire from nothing: warehouses, logistics companies, real estate developments across several states. His name appeared in financial magazines, whispered in boardrooms, admired by people who had never met him. But numbers never told the full story. Every morning, Daniel stood in his glass office overlooking Chicago and felt the same quiet emptiness. Meetings ended. Deals closed. Millions moved with a few signatures. And still, when the office lights dimmed and the city glittered below, he felt alone. He remembered being 17, sitting in a hospital hallway after his father's death, realizing that poverty didn't make people kinder. It made them forgettable. That memory drove him for decades. And now, at 40, with everything he once dreamed of, Daniel wondered when exactly he had lost himself. Chapter 2. Why he decided to become invisible. The last relationship ended quietly. No shouting, no drama, just disappointment. She loved his penthouse vacations, his connections. When Daniel stopped providing without question, her affection faded like interest in a bad investment. That night, Daniel packed a small bag. He didn't want admiration anymore. He wanted truth. So he disappeared. He delegated his responsibilities, moved into a small studio apartment, and applied, under a false name, for a maintenance job at one of his own apartment complexes. No one recognized him. That felt terrifying and freeing. Chapter 3. The Man in the Gray Jacket. Daniel became Dan. He wore worn boots, cheap gloves, and a faded gray jacket. He fixed leaky pipes, cleaned hallways, carried trash. People barely looked at him. And for the first time in decades, he felt human. Every morning, he crossed the street to buy coffee. That's where he saw her. Chapter 4. Emily Carter worked behind the counter at Harbor Light Cafe. She smiled easily, but her eyes were tired, the kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. She noticed Daniel counting coins before paying. One morning, she slid a coffee toward him. "On the house," she said. "You look like you need it." Daniel froze. All smile. No one had done something kind for him without expecting anything in return in years. "Thank you," he said, quietly. That was how it began. Chapter 5. Small conversations, big meaning. Their talks were brief at first. About the weather. About work. About nothing. But something felt different. Emily listened. Really listened. She didn't rush. Didn't check her phone, didn't look past him. Daniel found himself waiting for those few minutes every morning. Chapter 6. 2 Broken Histories. One evening, Emily shared her story. Her parents had died in a car accident. She had become responsible for her younger brother, Luke. College dreams were replaced by bills and shifts. Daniel shared just enough of his truth to sound real. "I never got a fair start," he said. That wasn't a lie. Chapter 7. Walking home together. They began walking home together after her shifts. Streetlights flickered above them. Traffic hummed. Emily talked about dreams she no longer allowed herself to have. Daniel listened and fell in love. Chapter 8. Love without luxury. Their relationship grew slowly. No expensive dates. Just park benches, cheap takeout, shared laughter. Emily never complained about his lack of money. She admired his honesty. That terrified him more than rejection ever could. Chapter 9. The lie grows heavier. Every time Emily worried about bills, Daniel felt sick. He could fix everything. But he stayed silent. Because he was afraid the truth would destroy the one real thing he had. Chapter 10. The kiss that changed everything. Their first kiss happened during a storm. Rain soaked them. The city blurred. Emily whispered, "Promise me you won't disappear." Daniel said, "I won't," and hated himself for lying. Chapter 11. The night of the accident. Emily finished a late shift. The rain fell harder. Daniel heard the screech of tires. Then the scream. Chapter 12. The hospital. White lights, machines, panic. Doctors spoke of surgery, risk, uncertainty. Emily had no insurance. Daniel signed everything, used his real name, paid without hesitation. Chapter 13. Waking up to truth. Emily woke days later, saw the suit. He told her everything. The lie hurt worse than the pain. "You decided who I was allowed to love," she said. Daniel had no defense. Chapter 14. The quiet goodbye. Emily left without yelling, without closure. That hurt the most. Chapter 15. Returning to a hollow empire. Daniel went back to his old life. The money felt meaningless. Every success tasted like failure. Chapter 16. 2 years of regret. Time passed. Daniel funded hospitals, scholarships, anonymous kindness. But nothing filled the absence. Chapter 17. Fate's second collision. They met again at a charity event. Emily looked stronger, different, still familiar. Chapter 18. The conversation that hurt and healed. They talked for hours. About fear. About survival. About love that never died, just hid. Emily cried. Daniel listened. Chapter 19. Learning trust again. Forgiveness wasn't instant. Emily set boundaries. Daniel respected them. Truth replaced fear. Chapter 20. Choosing each other. Daniel proposed without diamonds, just honesty. Emily said yes, because love earned through pain lasts. Epilogue. A different kind of wealth. They built a foundation together, helped people who felt invisible. Daniel still wears simple clothes. Emily still smiles, but now without exhaustion. And every morning they choose each other, not because of money, but because truth finally won.